for them. There's signs so much in this game, and I'm just looking forward to them really capitalizing on those moments.
Yep, and I'm looking forward to see what they change up here in the second best of 7, just to be a bit of a nuisance towards this Alke squad, who I think still need to learn. They need other teams to challenge them, like 1NE did earlier today, to be major ready. Clawzy going in deep here, going for the 50-50s, but Maxi might have just got a runner squiggly. Whew. He saves them.
Back just in time. Very, very close. But he was an option, and he made himself an option, and then he was able to get the save away. Now, will they be able to get anything out of it? They're back on attack again. This is a good sign out of Azure. Already onto attack promisingly twice. They have to get it out of their own half yet again. This is changing sides a lot.
And I think that comes down to, due to the pace of the game, and Azure maybe just not as fast as Alke, they've never been confident enough to go for passing plays before. Now, they're going, okay, what do we have to lose? Let's try it out. They might be giving us enough time. And you can see, very characteristically, LCT going up to challenge, but it is showing some signs that it will work. They just need to keep on hammering away at it.
They need to keep hammering away at it. And you were talking about something you were looking forward to out of Azure. I'm going to talk about something I am looking forward to seeing out of Azure as well, is hammering on their opponents. The demos out of the predictable plays from Alke are such a reliable thing that they can do right now. They really proved that a number of times. And it's a good option, but LCT, he snipes those every day of the week. They were so confident of it that everybody went up. No problem in the world for Alke to score one of those.
Yeah, a loose ball off towards the side there. Clawzy wasn't able to scramble to it in time, and it was picked up by Alke. LCT, as you said, to finish it off 1-0. Alke with a foothold in for this game 1. They'll be looking for a second as quick as can be. Azure, if they can tie this one up, that will do wonders for their capabilities in this series.
You know what I wish we had is a little hotspot of a 3D map where we could see where all the shots were taken from, or where the control is changing hands, because it's so consistent right now. Alke have this little pocket of space right above and in front of their opponent's net that is just all theirs right now.
I love over on the Rocket Baguette side, they have like a sort of possession counter, which is just more so based on touches, but when you go and look at real world football or soccer for the Americans, where you do percentage of the pitch, and that for me is more important, because whilst some teams like to, you know, hold a massive possession-based game, some hold from the back, and that has just slipped through the back lines. LCT wasn't expecting this to be a goal, but he'll take it.
I don't know, this is absolutely a fake to me. The nose went away from the ball at the last second, downward towards the ground to leave it alone, and yeah, I mean, the commit was just a little early out of the defense, but how can it not be? That's too big a risk not to go up for that passing play, because if you don't hit that immediately upon contact from the opponents, that's a goal.
I mean, if that really was what they were going for, then Alke...
Oh, Clawzy.
Yes, Clawzy.
This is beautiful.
Bring it back. This is awesome.
Oh, exactly what we want to see there. There we go. Out comes the mechanics-laden flick. And they put one away, bring one back against Alke. GG. Oh, no. Not followed by that.
Fair. Oh.
I don't want to talk about this. Don't make us talk about this. Don't make us watch it again.
Wait.
Oh,
Twitch chat, look away. And look back. Okay, it's all gone. Don't worry. Kiss the boo-boo. I was hoping that would have been a kick-off goal as well. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It'd be like, yay.
Just one back. It's retribution.
Dangerous stuff right now. Balleries off. Putting the pop shot. Bunny Dummy is there. Back towards mid, but Max, you can't finish it off. defense is getting so much quicker out of Azure here in the second best of 7 games.
Absolutely. Maxu, a brilliant shot into the top left corner again there. It's 1-4. Alke is on top and very dominant here. Azure does seem to be trying things, but the shots are just too high pace for them at the moment.
But you look at that, Bunny Dummy was thrown off. He was expecting Alke to continue through with these backboard passes, right? Yeah. So that's what we've seen change up. Azure are putting a man back there, ready to be on the backboard, ready to stop them out. Alke then just goes, okay, well, sure, you know, you don't have enough defense there. And it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't moment for Azure. How do you respond to that?
I mean, the only thing you can do is have perfect rotations, making sure that you have enough defenders and cover both equally well. But I don't know if any of these players individually match up to the individual players in Alke, so that makes that so tough when it becomes that kind of one-on-one situation.
And even then, I'd say Alke's defense wouldn't be strong enough to handle Alke's attack. It's just absolutely. Alke is the strongest attacking team in the region, and no one can match up to them in defense. So what you need to do, I would argue, if you're Azure right now, is try and win the midfield.
And with only 15 seconds, this first match is going to come to a close as well, but maybe not without another attempt out of Alke. Squiggly trying to get this away out into the midfield, but Azure, they're going to have to do more than this if they want to take a game in this series, in this second best of 7, because a bit of luck and a lot of skill coming out of Alke GG's means that Azure Esports are going down by 1 game at the start of this series.
Does have to be said as well, Alke were something else during that game. LCT in particular was popping off 5 shots to 3 goals, and this is how Alke want to play to me. Each single one of their goals were just awesome. Drop downs like that from LCT might look standard for him, but this second goal coming on out, that is giga brain.
If that's planned, that's insane. I want to believe it is. There's definitely things to say it was, but who knows? We might be able to ask him in an interview after this if they don't get reverse swept by Azure in the series score at the very least. But yeah, I mean, it was just so dominant. And the word I would use, which is so crucial for Alke, is that it was reliable.
So, 1 of 4 down already for Alke, and Azure, they need to scramble everything earlier than earlier than they can, really, because last time we saw Azure take game 2, and that was just an overconfident Alke. I don't think we're going to get that again. Alke now are fully respecting their opposition and do not want to give anyone an inch because they know the opposition will take it and run away with it. Alke like having these perfect stats. They like going on through with 4 O's. Day 1's the Swiss stages, they're not too fast because they know as soon as they get to the single all-in bracket, that's when they get serious. So if they give that inch, they know 1NE will take it. They know Azure could take it. They just got to keep on out shooting their opponents. Here, massive offense is working for them. So Azure, you got to stop it from working from them. Like I said, take that midfield away. And Azure right now are just looking to both ends of the pitch to really capitalize and missing out a large 33% of it.
And realistically, that is the answer to your question earlier, as to what do you do about, whatever given situation. You don't get in it in the first place. And, our attitudes are kind of reflecting the mood in the game right now. There's just not a lot of energy in this right now out of Azure, and it's very hard for them to come back in. Very close at a clause Z, though, already putting some energy back into this so fast. They need to be like that. They need to be fast.
I slightly disagree with you, but that's only just because it's more of an adjustment. The energy isn't there, but the passion is for Azure. It's just that they're being nullified. Alke's natural playstyle stops Azure from having that energy, from having those big build-up plays. You can see Bunny Dummy getting that second touch, but Clawzy wasn't expecting it, so he's not able to get on the back of it. Thus, Azure's attack breaks down, and that is the issue there, is that they aren't linking up like they need to Azure.
But they are throwing themselves at the ball now. They are throwing themselves upfield, and while maybe it doesn't work at times, it is enough to scare Alke at times. Not going to be scaring them when they're letting goals in off of amazing touches, though. LCT, this is a brilliant shot, and Bunny Dummy just not able to get there in time. It really did look like he was going to go for a backboard. It wasn't a bad call to go up there, but unfortunate for him.
We haven't seen Alke scared ever. The closest, I would say, is just when they were being stunted by 1NE, reducing what Alke could do. That's not them getting scared, that's them getting frustrated. Alke, in their heads, have already won today. They already have won Regional 3. They're already through to the majors. Alke are that confident in themselves, and they're not going to be scared until they lose. Azure, you have to make them lose. You have to do everything on top, and I know, easier said than done, but it comes down to Azure building themselves up to be a team that can go toe-to-toe, head-to-head against them. Matthew backed out of that.
Yeah. He left it completely. I don't know why he would make that choice, but now it's opening up an opportunity for Azure. They didn't go for any kind of bump play there or anything. They didn't use their positioning upfield. A great save from Squiggly. They need to get something on board. They need to even this back up. This might be what they need. Squiggly, can he get the redirect? No, it's going to come off the backboard.
Clawzy back towards mid. Bunny Dummy is there. Clawzy once again with the pop. Bunny Dummy's got enough boost in the tank. Pushes out towards mid, but Clawzy too far back. And Squiggly, well, he is on the rotate. It's hard to deal with. Clawzy's bought enough time. You can see, go look up towards top left. The boost levels are hurting right now. Bunny Dummies have nothing in the tank for ages, and it's just searching around the pitch. He's left his other two teammates just high and dry.
Squiggly, with only 5, had to commit on that, and actually did a good job of it and bought them some more time, but buying time is not enough to win a match. You might be able to sustain a lead, but they don't have one. Squiggly putting up to the backboard again as it gets away. Clawzy, one more opportunity. Bunny Dummy finally finds something that finishes well. A brilliant passing play to get their spirits up again.
But again, look, the double commit downfield by Alke was straight up stupid. LCT got outplayed. That is the more important look. You had a mistake from Alke, and then you had the outplay. Azure need it, but they can do it, and we just need more of that. They cannot hold back. Azure have to go fully at their opponents with every bit of respect. And know that Alke do make little mistakes, do make slip-ups. They've got to be ready to adjust on those. This is a nice step in from Clawzy, but they're sticking, moving forward. He should have backed out instantly.
But what you're talking about, like having that confidence that they can beat Alke, that they're not infallible and that Azure has answers to them. They needed to see it, and now they have. Now maybe they can start looking for it more confidently. You know, confidence can mean so much to how you go for a shot, the angles that you take, the amount of complexity you're willing to add to it. And now Alke might be under threat. Nearly the bump on ball erased. I'm not sure anybody was there to take the shot anyway, but they're still on attack as LCT gets bumped onto the backboard. Can they form it again? One more attempt. Bunny Dummy again puts it away. They're actually up now, less than a minute left, and Azure are leading.
52 seconds left to go. I mean, it sort of is a repeat once again of the first regional, with Azure taking that game 2 in the second set. But we want to believe that they can take the whole series at least. For me, they need to stop any responses, especially a quick kickoff response like that from LCT.
I hate to say it, but this is just a little bit poor out of Azure. I mean, yes, you want to go for boost off of kickoff. I understand that you're low. You have to be able to make the decision to cut yourself off, go back to goal, and just save something that's that simple.
Well, back to the drawing board, and Azure have scored before. It's just trying to make it so that Alke don't score. Simple as can be. Baller Reese. Actually, Clausey beats him to it. Bunny Dummy's got that 100, and so can drive it deep. Wanted to go for bumps onto Maxu, but couldn't. This is thrown out wide. Squiggly does step in. Clausey's beaten to the ball. LCT looking for Maxu powerfully into the corner. Baller Reese to pick it up. Be that nuisance. Buy time for his teammates. LCT charging on in. Squiggly's there first. Out towards Baller Reese, who's slowing it down. He still had 30 left in tank. Push towards center. Maxu with it low. It's a slow ball. A Bunny Dummy can get it away.
I was a little bit worried there that Alke might use the backboard again, because they absolutely could have. We do have overtime though, as you hold out, but they could have gone for more, and that's where that confidence might be lacking a little. This is a good opportunity for Alke. The bump doesn't come through. I think they were looking for it, but Alke survived one shot.
Very uneasy moment right now, especially down in the blue half. But Azure, you can get this runaway. A quick maneuver, it will do millions for your case. But Clausey is throwing it back towards net. It's able to clutch it on up. Squiggly throwing it deep, but Maxu will be able to pick this up and get it away. It's a bit more lofted than what he's expecting, but he can adjust and buys time for his teammates.
Some good 50s here. This is where Azure has been able to work wonders after they recovered against Asia Manji. Their 50s have gotten a lot better. They learned from that series not to lose those. And now Bunny Dummy, a good pass down. LCT beats it, but the 50 does come out in the long run. Goes to the corner and now will come back to Azure's defense. Can they push this out quickly? Squiggly, big miss actually does work out in their benefit here, I think, as Squiggly gets it through. Again, LCT has to go up. He beats the defense and now he's in control. A good flip reset does spit that out, and Alke will maintain control. Now looking for that flick again, but gets away from him.
Alke going for pushes towards the net, trying to block it on out. A little slip up there from Maxu, but Baller can cover. Draws Z. No longer in the Octane as well. We've got to say he's moved on over towards the Dominus, and it might be a very pre-Dominus, but is it the answer that Azure need? With Squiggly pushing it into the corner, wanting to wrap around on this. Can't get the block out against Balleries. LCT being Clausey, launched it towards net. Bunny Dummy is all on his own. He has to do a massive amount of work. Again off the backboard, and Clausey scrambles it into the corner.
Ooh, still not out of danger as it gets away to LCT. Past one, Clausey, a good clear there. Good pass into Squiggly, a beat. LCT's going for boost. It's going to get to center, but oh my goodness, how did Azure not take something away from that? Alke don't deserve for them to have not taken something away from that.
Hey, LCT adjusted. He realized, okay, it's not good to go for boost right now, and fought his natural Rocket League instincts, because, I'm sorry, 9 out of 10 players probably would have gone for the boost there. Trying to go for the net, but the post denies Alke of the get-ahead. As Clausey players splash straight into LCT.
You cannot tell me that a player of LCT's caliber should have done that at any point, though, right? That was a brutally bad mistake by Alke.
Small, you know, monkey brain there going, oh, boost, we must get this. Because, yeah, it's
monkey brain. Small rat brain here, actually. The 3 rats living up to their names. Oh, another good pass in by Clausey, but nobody there and no boost to follow it up. Azure need to get back onto the attack, put some pressure onto Alke, but it's their pressure that's coming through. What a save from Squiggly.
Back out towards the mid. Demo coming out from Bunny Dummy, but the issue is LCT is on the ball and you know what he does. And he's given a little bit of space and time in the air. Right there, he wanted to redirect Maxu. Back off towards the side, taking it on high. Doesn't get the connection he wants. This is a freebie for Clausey, and he's launched it so high up into the rafters. He wanted more distance on that, and they have paid the price. 3 minutes, 52 into OT. Alke take game 2.
Yeah, beautiful. The little pass down to Balleries, taken well, and the defense doesn't just quite hold up for Azure, and you know what? It's that kind of speed that you expect to win games for Alke.
That you do. I can't wait to see the stat screen, hopefully, in a little bit, because OTs like this, with the amount of shots put on target, is going to inflate everything for these players so much. Their Octane GG page is going to be through the roof, ain't it?
Absolutely. Just playing these extra games has to inflate that hugely. So the more they can get out, the better. But Azure still yet to take a game against Alke to increase the amount of games they're going to play.
Talk about Octane GG over on Liquipedia. Keeping this all up to date. This, right now, is a new path for them, because last time around, like we said, Azure were able to take game 2. It was a 3-2 game, so there's a lot of similarities here, but it wasn't done in OT. And it's got to be said, first OT of the series coming on through, we saw one back in the first series as well. But each time, Alke just seems to have that little bit extra. I'm happy to see that we're getting close, 1-goal games, but Alke just always have an answer. Azure, they're 90% of the way there to being the top team in the region. That 10% is the difference maker between these two sides.
Look, let's start looking at the other side of things here as well. Look at LCT and the improvements he's made over his series against one and either. He was really looking a bit shaky there. He's come back with all this confidence. When you're this close to confirming it, to really making sure that you are in the majors, you have to look at your next big goal, and that's going to be taking on Tokyo Verde. That's huge for them. And right now, if LCT plays like this with the rest of the team, they have the opportunity to take down Tokyo Verde.
That they will, and I mean, that's us very much assuming that they'll be there. Clausier's got other plans. Naturally, Azure will be gunning, knowing that they can win it today, but they're going to have to put their foot to the floor, pedal to the metal, and take the win. One goal at a time.
Yeah, it's Alke that's assuming they're making it there, really, and Azure don't want to let it happen. It's not going to be an easy path if they can help it. So far, it hasn't been too difficult for them, but Azure now doing very, very well to maintain control. This is something that they need to do, even if they have to make some passes that don't really provide aggression. If they can hold onto that ball a little more in Alke's half, they will improve their chances to score massively.
And the funny thing for me is, let's just take the top two teams from each region as they are right now. Yeah, Alke have got that locked. But Hilltop Picnic, Tokyo Verde, Azure, and Alke, those guys will not want to scrim against each other. So it's like going to the whole next level when they finally will face off, and no one is ready. No one's going to have a game plan set in stone for that. So it's super exciting, but we've still got a third regional coming up in 2 weeks. Of course, the second regional for APAC North here on this channel next weekend. So make sure to tune in from Friday. Our lovely Japanese commentators. But for now, this best of 7, whilst it might be drawing closer and closer towards the end, still has so much life in it. As Maxu throws it deep downfield. Oh, that's an easy response from Squiggly. We're getting a lot of long-range Rocket League come out.
Clears downfield. Has swapped sides a few times now, and Bunny Dummy coming up to maintain aggression finally for Azure. As LCT gets a defensive pass down, a bit of a risky maneuver, but he knows that they're faster. He knows that Alke can make moves onto passes like that before Azure does. And it pays off. Now they've got the aggression back. Again, the Bunny Dummy trying to rob them of it and flicking high. I do have to mention one thing. There are some benefits to having been so regular on the Asian region, and one of those is that I know as a fact that a lot of teams have been having some scrim time with Tokyo Verde.
Have they? Yeah. Well, why not? I'm almost envious, if you, I'm also envious of LCT, how he can just do this consistently. Also envious that he's got teammates like Balleries that can find him no matter what, because Balleries faked out Bunny Dummy there. Bunny Dummy thought he was following through with that ball.
Yeah, absolutely. A massive goal there. The angle that was struck down at from Alke to even this up after the midway point as well. I mean, it should be noted that Azure have done very well to hold out on a only 1-goal lead for quite some time now, but Alke have pushed back, and now they're going to have to claw their lead back. Can Clawsy be the one to do it? It is a touch, at the very least. Oh, a shot! Blocked away.
Bunny Dummy has popped it in the air. Clawsy will be there. Oh, just a little bit too late. Ran out of boost at the last moment. You can see the cheat-ups coming out from Alke as they want to suffocate their opponents. But Bunny Dummy still has air in his lung. LCT, though, to be another option. The attacks do not stop. And finally, Alke finds net.
And it's just these passing plays. The short-range ones as well are just paying off to Alke dividends. It's crazy how unexpected a lot of these shots are for Azure. They have to compensate so quickly, and they're not able to do so. It's just such a fast-paced game.
Clawsy did throw that towards net. Mistake for Bulleries, but he gets it away. Follow-up. Bunny Dummy was not ready for that one, but he does get to the corner. He gets 100. He's got Clawsy coming up. Leaves it for him, but the two defenders from Alke read it well to be able to defend. Bunny Dummy throwing it towards. Good block out from Clawsy. Squiggly was not confident enough to dart on in there, and I do not blame him.
Bulleries, what kind of god of Rocket League is like, oh, I've made a mistake, and corrects on the goal line like that? Yeah, it's very fortunate for Alke not to put that one away, so they're going to keep going with their 1-goal lead here, and with only 40 seconds left, it's a confident one at this point. They just have to hold it, and right now Azure, oh, the fake is good, the pressure is on, and he knows that he can make advantage of that, but it is going to get away. The attack hasn't faltered just yet, but it's only a matter of time before Alke gets onto this unless they can make some good moves here.
I like the idea as well coming out from Azure, but they just could not get any length on it. Bulleries fancying that one. It is blocked out. Maxu into the corner. Knows to just play the time here. Final 10 seconds is counting down our screens and the players as well. Pressure is on for Azure. It's Maxu following rule 1, keeps the ball up high in the sky. Massive respect for that. Bunny Dummy popping it up again. LCT fancying another goal. Going to linger onto it. Bunny Dummy, yeah, that's killed to the floor. We move on to match point.
And I mean, match point is where Azure seems to find some energy under that threat of the final game, but is it going to be enough to push through and take a game here? That was such a better game from Azure. They held a winning scoreline for probably more than half of that game, I would say. That they really, really were able to hold even a 1-goal lead for quite some time, and that holding that is just such an asset to them as a skill.
Well, 1 goal is maybe not the biggest thing in the world. Like, when you look at it, 1 goal is such a small little margin, and if I was to tell you there was only 1 game that was separated by 1 goal last time out in the last regional, that was the one that Azure won. Today, we've seen so many 1-goal differentials. Game 1 of the first series, 1-goal differential. Game 3 with the OT, of course. Now we've just seen it in this one and the one previously. That's 4 series over the last, one from the first regional. Azure are closing in. They are improving. They are growing as a team. The issue is, Alke just too darn good. Like, how? It's unfair.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you finally think you see a crack when Bulleries looks to own goal off of a touch that just is not a save, and he just drives it away like it's no problem. This time, he's driving balls into goal, though, and Alke is up in only 10 seconds.
But as always, LCT is involved in some way or another. Great control coming out from him. And I will say, Gex, we do see Giants fall. What? PDS over in Europe, we started to see other teams step on up. Endpoint, Carmine, Big Even. Vitality took the championships last year in OCE. Well, Renegades, I'm sorry if these are spoilers for earlier on today, but they've gone and done it again. Ground Zero maybe cooled off a little bit in the off-season, you know? Alke, they cannot rest on this continuous form they've had because the improvements we've seen from Regional 1 into Regional 2, if this keeps up right now, Regional 3 is not going to be Alke's, especially when Azure formulating plays to beat out Alke like this.
Yeah, the thing they're improving on right now is their scoreline, evening it up with Alke. It's still early days, but even being able to form an answer that quickly is maybe a little bit new. We haven't seen it for a while, at the very least, against Alke from Azure. They do it pretty handily there, and now they are looking to push out a goal again. That's not going to be in, but it will be after a second attempt. Maxio puts it away.
Just as quickly as Azure can get one, Alke do as well. Azure, we go again. We find the second, we tie it on up and go from there. Still tons of time up on the clock, 4 minutes left to go. Alke, whilst looking dominant as always, there is a small little crack in that defense. There is a way on through. Azure just have to get out the magnifying glasses.
What I just thought about is the fact that as simple as that goal was, the three rats not that long ago would not have made it because the players just committed on everything. They have measured themselves and adjusted their gameplay to play at an RLCS level now, and LCT proving it again there. They're waiting for the backboard read. They're waiting to see if the defense is fast enough to push it past him before just taking a decent shot.
But again, notice that at the very start of that first best of 7 against Azure, Alke were all out attack. And now they're actually only being able to commit 2 men most of the time downfield because sending that third would be too risky. They're making adjustments as well against Azure, and that's because Azure are stepping up in this series.
Absolutely. Alke is threatening again. Not going to be able to take the shot this time as Bawsy. A good touch underneath. Tries for the demo for the bump. Gets a small one and is able to grab back the possession off of it, but rubbed away again so quickly. Alke's speed is just such a key factor in every single thing they do.
Good idea from Squiggly, but the defense is strong enough from Alke. LCT blocked out by Clawsy. Shot put on.
Oh!
That's saved just on the line. Maxu not getting the 4 for Alke.
Bunny dummy, what a save it was. Had to stall himself up in front of the net to not go past the point where he would miss that. Incredible save actually as Maxu gets control of that. Inch goes well out of their own reach. LCT actually not fast enough to get onto that.
That's still dropped down from LCT. It was a little bit wide of mark, but it also left a little opening in case one of the Alke players wanted to follow up onto it, but they hold the midfield line. Again, respect towards this Azure squad. They know they can't just predict a little slip up, so they hold that midfield line, keep the pressure going, and again, they're attacking. Finally, an exit path found, but they need Bunny Dummy onto it quicker. Maxu was so fast up for that one, so the midfield is once again held by Alke, and once again, Alke are putting the attacks on LCT on the line, but he blocked out Maxu there.
Not the smartest call. They are still up by 2, so it's not going to hurt them too much as yet. But Azure are putting on the pressure. Now, Squiggly as well, looking to read Maxu. Almost does so, but Maxiu's cut just that little bit too much pressure. Pushes it out. Now, again, the possession just changing hands so quickly. Squiggly nearly gets it away, and the save comes out. Oh.
Ooh. 1 minute left on the clock. It's a bit nervy, but it's still possible. Look out Maxu here, who actually had a man come on in for that demo. And LCT, they're still keeping the pressure up in Azure. They need one good chance to just boost their confidence, their morale. The ball wide out like this. And Maxu, so good to get that pinch down.
Here we go again. Alke only 39 seconds away from all but securing a spot at the major. And that competition against APAC North is going to continue to get away from them in possession, but they don't need possession, they just need the time. 20 seconds left and almost no chance of 2 goals coming out of Azure, but they're still pushing on this. One opportunity now. Squiggly, small touch, does get it center off Bunny. Squiggly, double commit from Claw Z, nearly able to make something of it. 5 seconds ticking down, no time left in this game. It's all Alke's. It goes away, and they have taken the series and the grand final here of the second regional.
In a perfect 2-series sweep